What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing Ravens content every single day. If you want to see the day Ravens content, make sure the subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell as well, because videos are going to be constant the next couple of days. It's draft weekend. The Ravens just signed Lamar Jackson. That's what this video is about. I'm going to be putting out another pre-draft video talking about my top 5 overall players, breaking them down for the first round for the Ravens. And then I'm going to be doing my reactions for every single pick that the Ravens make. I'll be doing some of them with Joshua when he's available. So make sure to come through to those. We're giving away a jersey for every player that gets drafted by the Ravens in those reaction videos. So just comment in there. We'll be giving away once the numbers are announced and the jerseys are available to purchase. We'll randomly select someone from each of those videos, giving away each of those rookie jerseys. But let's talk about it. Who cares about the draft? Who cares? The biggest news in maybe the history of the Baltimore Ravens franchise, other than them becoming a franchise, is them finally signing Lamar Jackson to an extension, making him the highest paid per year player in NFL history. The details: 5 years, $260 million, $52 million per year. The guarantees are $185 million guaranteed, and it does include injury guarantees. So huge. Massive news for the Ravens. And the question that this begs is this all? Because a lot of reports were out about Lamar really wants DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, get Lamar, get Hopkins and Odell, then we can talk. And then all of a sudden it was like the Ravens are kind of in on these DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes. It's before the draft starts. The Cardinals and the Ravens, have later picks in the draft. Obviously, the Cardinals have pick 3. Looks they're probably busy negotiating with other teams on how they're going to deal with pick 3. But I guarantee the Ravens are working as hard as they can on getting the guys that they want. I've even seen reports about them maybe trying to trade for 13. I don't know how accurate that is, but I've seen people saying it. But let's just talk about Lamar Jackson right here. This is big. Obviously, I had to talk about, over the last few months, over the last year, or maybe even the last 2 years, I've had to talk about the potential of Lamar Jackson leaving because the threat was there. But the hope was always that the Ravens were going to come to an agreement, get a deal done, and keep their quarterback there. Because if you guys don't know, I believe Lamar Jackson, right now I have him ranked 4th in the NFL. He could very well be higher because we get to see him with an actual supporting cast for once. At wide receiver, at offensive coordinator, all that stuff. But Lamar's elite. That's very clear that he's elite. He wants to win. He's a team player. And when he's on the field, the Ravens are automatically going to be very difficult to beat. I don't care who's out there. They're a tough team to beat. He's one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history when it comes to winning percentage. That's valuable. And I think a lot of people, a lot of media members have been coming after him, being like, oh, man, the Ravens should just move on from Lamar Jackson, because he's injury prone. The Ravens need to do this. The Ravens need to do that. Lamar's not worth that much. Lamar Jackson got a fair and justified massive contract. Okay. I felt like the offer that Jalen Hurts was given when he signed that contract, I was like, this is the type of deal that I would offer Lamar. This is the exact type of deal. The Ravens end up giving Lamar a little bit more guaranteed than Hurts got, $1 million more per year in annual value. Like the market was set and the Ravens just said, okay, here's the market. Let's do it. Let's get it done, Lamar. Because now they know heading into the NFL draft, they can get on the phone with him. They can talk with him a lot more. It's a lot easier when the guy's in the building. Whereas, if Lamar's, he hasn't signed the contract, you don't want to talk to him too much. Oh, what exactly do you want here? They can be like, hey, we're sitting at pick 22. Jordan Addison's on the clock, but also Joey Porter Jr. Lamar, what do you think about Jordan Addison? And maybe he's like, you know what? Let's shore up that defense. Or maybe he's like, dude, Jordan Addison's a dog. I want him. That's the type of thing that they're going to be able to do is talk to their players. Because last year, Marlon Humphrey was a huge fan of Kyle Hamilton. And they talked about it in post-draft. They were like, Marlon came to us. I think Marlon and Ronnie it was. We're like, man, this Kyle Hamilton kid is great. If we can get him, that would be awesome. And they kind of hyped him up. Obviously, they've talked to Lamar in the past about wide receivers that he wants. He talked about Hollywood. He talked about Jerry Jeudy. He's talked about Odell, maybe Hopkins as well, depending on, which reporters you trust. But they did it. They got him locked in. That is the first step. Now the second step is filling everybody else in. Do they go after a first round wide receiver? Do they go after Hopkins? Do they go after a deep threat in the third round? Do they go after a big body in the third round? What are they going to do to help him out? But the first step was always get Lamar to sign, because the Hopkins deal couldn't be done if Lamar wasn't signed. Now they don't have to worry about Hopkins' contract. That used to be a major problem. Well, the Ravens may have to give up a first round pick because the Cardinals would have to take on the entire contract. Now it's like, maybe it's a third gets it done. We don't know. So, I will say I wouldn't be a huge fan if the Ravens traded pick 22 to get out of the first round, just because I believe that, getting that fifth year option is very valuable. I don't want to talk too much about Hopkins right now. But this is a big day. This is a huge day for the Baltimore Ravens. For Lamar Jackson, shout out to him. For all the doubters of just like, oh, you need to have an agent. You don't need to have an agent. That, you don't have to do everything the way that everybody else does it. And I was fine with Lamar not having an agent. I always supported that decision. I never wanted to make it seem like I was anti-Lamar Jackson in the sense of how he's going about these contract negotiations. I've always been very, I don't know the right word for it. I've always been very proud isn't the word I want, but impressed, I'll say, in the way that he knew exactly what he wanted, and he was standing his ground. He wasn't being difficult, I don't think. I think he was just like, no, I want this. That's the type of contract I'm looking for. And the Ravens finally got to that spot where he was like, yes, this is what I want. And once you do that, you can lock in your franchise quarterback, which is the most important thing for any team, is having that guy. You can't look at any franchise in the history of sports and you look at their history and it's like, oh man, they were just churning in and out superstars. No, it was like one superstar was always there when they were winning. Now, maybe they had side pieces, trade, come in and out. When you're winning, it's typically one guy, right? Brady with the Patriots, Manning with the Colts, Roethlisberger with the Steelers, Ray Lewis with the Ravens. Now, the Ravens, who are trying to build a dynasty, that is the hope. It's not to win one Super Bowl, it's to win 2, 3, 4. They have the guy that has the motivation, the drive, and the work ethic to get it done. I'm super happy with this deal. I think this is a great move. I'm going to be putting out another video in about an hour, so make sure to come back to that. And then finally, come back to the draft reaction video. Hopefully, we get the guy that we want. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts. Is this a good contract? Did you think it was going to get done today? Do you think anything else will happen? And how excited are all of you for the draft? See all of you again later today.